It's indeed a pleasure to be here among all the honorees that are being recognized tonight for their outstanding work in all areas of cancer. And I'm particularly honored to follow President Ryan, who's shown such courage in being so open about her own story in the hope that she can help other women to come forward earlier than they would normally. As you heard from Nancy, I'm from the United Arab Emirates and I'm my country's first female surgeon. And my campaign started a long time ago. When I was in medical school in Ireland, I knew I wanted to be a surgeon, but it wasn't until I was an intern at a government hospital in Dubai that I started seeing some really, really advanced cases of breast cancer, the likes of which I'd never seen when I was a medical student, and things that probably from textbooks for many years before. And it horrified me as a woman that that these patients would leave their disease to such an advanced stage, because as you know, breast cancer is something you can't ignore. It's not in your inside, it's out there. And that a woman was obviously very aware that it was there, but then just left it to this day. And there are many reasons why she might do that. Lack of awareness, obviously, fear, but also modesty. We didn't have any female surgeons, and they just didn't want to present their breast to a male surgeon. And until very recently, we never speak about cancer, and certainly not breast cancer. We're a really superstitious bunch. So, we feel that if you say breast cancer, you're going to get breast cancer. So a typical conversation at home would be something like, honey, you remember Auntie Fatima? She has... So you wouldn't actually verbalize it. And so it was these women that I met as an intern that really pushed me to go back to the UK and to train in the surgical treatment of breast cancer. Came back to Dubai in the late 90s, and I couldn't call myself a breast surgeon. Because in Arabic, you don't use the word breast in polite conversation, you say chest. So if you go to KFC and you're ordering your chicken pieces, you say you want the chest, you would never say the breast. So they wanted me to call myself chest surgeon, and of course in the medical world there is such a thing as a chest surgeon. I wasn't me. So that's how my fight started with breast. And then lots of things. I couldn't get educational material passed out. I had imported some videos from cancer societies in various places, things that I thought I could use to help me talk to women, and they were all confiscated as pornography by the Ministry of Interior. And so we know when we look at cancer, and I don't need to tell you about how important breast cancer is, and that 22% of all cancers in women are in the breast. And we know when you look around the world that the more developed a country becomes, the more breast cancer we see. And so when we look at the Gulf, where I'm from, we used to think that actually we didn't have a lot of breast cancer, but actually now we are seeing a lot of breast cancer. And the pattern is really disturbing. So the people, the women that I see are very young. I very rarely see postmenopausal women. And it's not just in the U.A.E., it's the whole Middle East, North Africa, and the Indian subcontinent. In America, for example, 80% of breast cancers are postmenopausal women. For us, it's at least a decade younger. So we're dealing with a completely different disease, and the reasons for this are not clear. But the implications are that these are young women. These are women that perhaps would be in the peak of their career or taking care of a young family. So I felt this need that I somehow had to raise the national consciousness about this disease so that these young women weren't presenting as late as they were. So first I set up a clinic called the Well Woman Clinic. It's exclusively staffed by women for all women's healthcare needs. So women had a place to come with whatever their issue is without feeling shy or modest. And I then started a purposeful awareness campaign. It's like an educational program that we held in schools and colleges, in the workplace, in ladies' clubs. And we produced some videos ourselves that is for free distribution, and the videos are in many of the regional languages. I know that sounds like it was easy, but I don't know if you've ever tried making a video about the breast without actually showing a breast. I then founded a charity called Breast Friends, again spelled B-R-E-S-T, whose mission is to save lives through increasing awareness, educating the public, helping patients, supporting them, whether it's financially or with childcare, transportation, language issues. 80% or 85% of our population in the U.A.E. is not actually from the U.A.E., so we have women speaking all kinds of languages. And we run the only support group for breast cancer patients in the city of Dubai. And last week we actually celebrated 10 years of our monthly meetings. And to complete the circle, we've now partnered with a foundation called the Al Jalila Foundation, which is founded by the ruler of Dubai, Vice President and Prime Minister of the U.A.E., His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. And what we're trying to do now is to start promoting early detection, facilitating medical treatment, providing scholarship for healthcare workers to be trained in the early detection of breast cancer. And most importantly, what we want to do is to fund some locally based research into the disease that we see over there. And finally, I can tell you now, after in a relatively short period of time, I don't see that many advanced breast cancers. Thank you.